Fires, it represents the 11th of July when 1690 when King Gully came over, and it was we used beacons to guide the ships in. So this is a representation.
Oh,
of
what were in those
that
ships? Are you going to tell us what was in those ships?
You can't, because then it becomes troublesome, you know. This is why we have to suppress the truth.
Look back in over 300 years ago, and then when obviously King Gully landed, the next day was the 12th of July, and we had the Battle of the Boyne, and that's why we have the 12th of July celebrations with the bands and the Orange Men.
But this is hardcore Loyalist area now.
This is a hardcore Loyalist area, yes.
Oh yeah, just breeze past that
always
history. Yeah, good. Yeah, great.
been known as UVF and UDA area, and yeah, it's one of the biggest housing estates in Northern Ireland after Rathcoole.
Will you be burning the tricolour?
No, the tricolour doesn't get burnt on this fire here.
It's a separate fire that's thrown down the road.
Meaning to change. So, like, you know, for years we've been suppressed by the British government, the Irish government, and Sinn Féin,
And the EU.
and the EU big time. Like, look around here. There's another bonfire here at the back here. What's that one for?
That's for the children. That's that one gets lit there.
Ah!
That's for the kids.
Oh, that's
area
fucking hilarious.
On the
That's something on fucking Father Ted or something. Oh yeah, here's the one for the kiddies.
Yeah, it's a training bumper. Pallet building workshop.
Jokes, man.
Oh fuck.
Okay, all right.
Onto a real woman.
The Palestinians.
Free Palestine. Right, we're going to Palestine.
And we need to make that stick, man. Just like antiseptics, we still need to make that one stick.
Up north to Palestine.
God help us. I tried talking on X a few times to these people, and they don't fucking understand who these people are, man.
Yeah. Look at her. What a fine, buxom woman.
Yeah, she can run the farm all by herself.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Right. This guy here, is he stoned? Like, look at those eyes. Like, are the two of them have been fucking smoking weed at the back of that bonfire? They're fucking
I'm here in Bangor, in Kilcooley, with Freedomdad. Tell us about this.
This is our bonfires. We build bonfires every year.
Did you slow this down?
Yeah, it's one.
I don't think so.
That's not either of their voices, man.
No, it's normal. He is Northern Irish, so maybe I should speed it up. So it sounds more authentic.
I'm here in Bangor, in Kilcooley, with Freedomdad. Tell us about this.
This is our bonfires. We build bonfires every year.
The height of it.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest ones in Northern Ireland. So it is. I reckon it's going to be the biggest in Northern Ireland.
Sorry, I need to slow it down again because it's too quick. Maybe. Yeah. Okay.
I'm here in Bangor, in Kilcooley, with Freedomdad. Tell us.
That's more fitting for the woman. Freedom, Dad.
About this.
This is our bonfires. We build bonfires every year.
The height of it.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest ones in Northern Ireland. So it is. I reckon it's going to be the biggest in Northern Ireland this year, you know. But we are in competition. But the thing is about the bonfires.
Fuck off! You're not in competition. Jesus Christ! They must think we're fucking thick, man.
They don't have competitions to see who can build the biggest bonfire.
Every fucking year, it's like who gets, who has the biggest dick. I swear to God.
Yeah. Well, was he saying we're not in competition or we are in competition?
Yeah, we're not in competition. Yeah.
All right.
Put that back if you want to.
The height of it.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest ones in Northern Ireland. So it is. I reckon it's going to be the biggest in Northern Ireland this year, you know. But we are in competition. But
I said we are in competition.
No, see, I'm from there, okay? I understand the accent better than you. You think it's nails on a chalkboard, while for me, it's a sweet symphony.
Yeah, but it doesn't distract from the fact that he said we are in competition.
No, he didn't.
Listen.
Yeah, okay.
Northern Ireland, so it is. I reckon it's going to be the biggest in Northern Ireland this year, you know. But we are in competition.
Yeah, we are in competition.
why even grammatically? Why would you say that? Like, well, why is that interesting or important? No, he's saying, "Oh no, it's not that we're in competition."
But he's not
He's
saying
just
not.
not
There's no
using your
mention of not.
verbose
What's
words.
happening here is you're projecting your hatred onto this fucking man. Like, so, you're saying we are in competition.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest ones in Northern Ireland, so it is. I reckon it's going to be the biggest in Northern Ireland this year, you know, but we are in competition.
But we are in competition.
But the thing is,
Did you
about
not
the
hear
bonds,
the N? Arn in competition.
No,
See-
we are in competition. We need to contact the fucking man. It
No.
would make more sense to me that they would be in competition. Otherwise, what's the fucking point in having the biggest one?
But just like saying, yeah, that's actually the biggest one. He's right. So he's coming here as a salesman saying, oh, you know, it's the fucking land of the free and everyone loves each other and we're all just one big fucking community. But that's not it. But he's overselling. See, and oh shit, I lost my headphones. 1 second. Do you not notice though how he's like it's his accent? He's dropping fucking consonants left, right, and center.
Yeah, but it would still make more sense that they are in competition because there is a competition amongst these communities to have the biggest bonfire. As stupid as it fucking is, but it's how it's the community pride. Like who has the biggest bonfire this year? Much like
It
any
is, yeah,
other
that's
fucking
true.
competition. Like who has the
Absolutely,
fastest car? Like for these people, it's who can build the biggest bonfire.
Ken says Michelle can milk 10 cows at once.
Yeah, fucking right, you can. 10 cows could milk Michelle at once, let's be honest. Like, I would happily put her in a milking parlour.
it represents the 11th of July when 1690 when King Billy came over, and we used beacons to guide the ships in. So this is a representation.
Oh,
of the
what were
beacons
in those
that were-
ships? Are you going to tell us what was in those ships?
It can't because then it becomes troublesome, This is why we have to suppress the truth. Yeah, but you see, because we're a long way away from any sort of reconciliation. Or I have to say with an Northern accent, we're a long way away from any real
Fuck you can't do that. All you're doing is
reconciliation.
on your voice.
That's
while
what
you're
it is
saying
like.
words.
That's all it is like. It's just
No, it isn't.
It is. I'm telling you, man. It is. It's just fucking. It's nasal.
Fucking self-hating bigot, man.
I'm not self-hating at all.
You
It's
hate
nasal.
Irish people. You can't stand them. You're complaining about the Cork accent. You're complaining about the fucking.
You're the one who
Northern
brought the Cork accent up. You're the one who mentioned your hatred of the Cork accent. You're filled with hate. You hate the Cork people. You hate the Northern Irish people. As long as they're from a particular fucking section of the community, like Christ could come back if he came back and he was fucking a Protestant. They'd be like, oh, I don't want nothing to do with him. I can't get past this part of my fucking history. I want to hang on to it. It is me. Without the hatred, that's your identity's gone. Like if you have to give up the hatred, and that's why we need people like Michelle to go up there, build a bridge, a bridge made out of pallets. We're gonna have a new bridge over the Liffey, the River Liffey. We'll set it on fire every 13th of July. We don't want to take the holiday away from them. Oh gosh, what the fuck?
Look back over 300 years ago, and then when obviously King Billy landed, the next day was the 12th of July, and we had the Bomb of the Boyne, and that's why we have the 12th of July celebrations with the bands and the Orangemen.
But this is hardcore loyalist area now.
This is a hardcore loyalist area, yes.
Oh yeah, just breeze past that history. Yeah, good. Yeah, great.
Again, we're building fucking bridges.
It's a shame you weren't elected.
Yeah, we're just trying to build bridges. Just trying to build. It looks like our fucking belt is going to as a bridge as well. Like that's a lot of leather to get around that fucking waist. Like let's be honest. Yeah, but she's trying to.
Michelle is the bridge.
What did you say?
Paul O'Neill says Michelle is the bridge.
Yeah, Michelle is the bridge. There you go.
She can carry us across one at a time.
Carry all of us across, north and south. A ferry. I think later in the video she goes on to move the entire bonfire. She just picks it up and moves it across the road. Yeah, she's a big girl. Like, she's a fucking fine, buxom woman.
Known as UVF in UDA area, and yeah, it's one of the biggest housing estates in Northern Ireland after Rathcoole.
Will you be burning the tricolour
No, the
flag?
tricolour doesn't get burnt on this fire here.
It's a separate fire that's turned down the road. We have a special bonfire to burn the tricolour. But you'd be happy with that. You don't like the tricolour, do you? So surely you'd be happy to see it burn on top of one of these bonfires.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
All right, well, just checking.
There's cross community work getting done to invite Catholics to our bonfire to try.
Oh, because they don't show up because they want to be there. Yeah.
You have
So
to invite them in.
just
It's like
something you're
inviting
starting-
to a lynching. You have to.
Oh yeah, you didn't. This never crossed your mind in all your fucking near 60 years that maybe you want to open up your hatred to include the people you hate. All right.
Yeah, it seems like a good plan. Come in. Yeah, it's like the KKK have an open day every now and again to diversify the organization.
Here you,
Unrepentant.
N-word, get up on that cross there for a
Yeah,
second.
please test it out for us. I hear you. People are good at jumping. Jump up there with you. You're secure.
Divisions, you know what I mean, and try and bring our younger ones up with a better understanding of how to move forward, especially with what we're facing at the minute with irregular immigration and the influx of Islam coming into our country, and what we see with
just
England and what's happening.
irregular immigration. Okay.
Yeah, irregular. So again, it's still it's a bridge too far to get to regular immigration. But again, at some stage, you would hope that people do have to fucking move forward. How they do it, I don't fucking know.
How about the people who have been through that decide how to move forward, and you're not in that group of people. So
But that would exclude you as well, then, yeah.
Well, I mean, I am a son of the fallout.
Yeah,
of
but then what about
that.
the son of the son of the son of the fucking son of the son?
Well, naturally, if I were to have a son or a daughter, they would have nothing to do with it. However, they will harbor the intergenerational trauma I have not processed.
Oh, fuck off! Intergenerational trauma.
It's fucking
You've
real,
not-
man.
Oh, get off! How old were you when you left Northern Ireland?
Minus 20 years old.
What?
No, more like minus 24 years old. As in, I wasn't born until no, that doesn't make sense.
Were you born in the Republic of Ireland?
I was, yes.
You weren't even up to give me a fucking break, man. Jesus fucking
No,
Christ. You'd be fucking telling me next you want reparations from the fucking slave trade in fucking Africa.
Until I was 12, I consistently had the shit torn out of me by my classmates for my fucking Northern Irish accent because I didn't say bag properly.
Well, there you go.
So fuck your shit, man.
Well, that's the
these are my
intergenerational trauma you're dealing with. I'm going to start calling you. Your new name is Natasha Crane. There we go.
There were cells in my mother's body that were in the north being fucking, bombed out of their fucking house while I was in gestation, while she hugged me as an infant.
So you're getting like Natasha.
All right? This is
trauma
very
is on a
real
cellular
fucking
level.
stuff,
Is it
man.
cellular trauma. Okay.
Oh, yeah. What a weird concept.
There you go. Yeah, the cellular, yeah. Actually, be saying fat people, it's because of their cells are being traumatized. And like Michelle has,
by slavery. Yeah.
cell trauma here. Fucking hell. Yeah. Anyway, what were we talking?
All I'm saying, right, is that you don't get to decide. And of course, I don't get to decide because I'm not currently living there as one of those people who has to get bombed out of my fucking house by fucking loyalists who don't want me living in their neighborhoods.
Yeah, but you see, but this is the thing, like, so it's not just, there's many loyalists. There's many people in Northern Ireland. And there are some people who genuinely want to put this shit behind them.
And then they don't call themselves loyalists. Don't you get that distinction?
Yeah, I know. But then there's also people who call themselves nationalists, who again won't let it fucking go either.
Wait, what are they not letting go? And by the way, that nationalism in the our Northern Irish context is a completely different beast. Republicans, right? IRA stock, right? That what are they not letting go of?
The
They were
fucking ass,
they
like
were out on the street.
this concept, this like this British imperialism, this wish for a united Ireland, like that's going to
What?
change a
Oh,
fucking thing, like.
Oh, okay. So, what we want our country to be whole, which might, will include
But do you?
will. Okay, like no, I'm talking about the Republicans, right? They dream still of a united Ireland, which will include all of these people, no matter their distorted fucking opinions about other people. However, loyalists, they have loyalty to a power that's outside of this island, right?
Yeah.
Okay, to another country. You can't be in one country and have loyalties to another country.
Yeah,
Okay,
but they
those
have the
are the
same.
people who hate.
But they have the
The-
same. They had the same argument about
no, no,
papacy.
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
no, no, no. You have
no.
to let me finish before you say no, 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 no. They would say that Catholics have a loyalty to the papacy.
So, I
Right?
mean, do they still? I
I know,
mean,
but again, do people
I
like
mean,
do these people have a real loyalty to the crown? Like if the crown
I don't
goes, and
know.
even
I
all
mean,
that, like all that's
if you're
fucking.
if you're setting fires to commemorate the, an invading force every year, this is what you're commemorating. Like, just square that fucking circle, man. Make that make sense. This
Because it's
actual
part of
hatred
their
is
cultural.
part of the. Go fuck
Right?
yourself.
No,
No,
but
it's
it is. No, but just stop. You gotta calm down. Like take a breath.
is the KKK a part of white American culture?
Yes.
But is it valid? Like, look, should they just acknowledge, like if you're the son or grandson or great grandson of like a grand dragon or whatever the fuck they call themselves, like, yeah, have pride in that. Like, oh, my ancestor achieved something in a social order, right? But are you going to continue that on because that organization promotes the hatred of black people as superior, inferior race, right? Like, does that have legitimacy in a United States that embraces, the history of African Americans as well as white Americans of all their different stripes? No, it doesn't. And it's the same thing with loyalism. Like, you can't you can't just repaint this fucking stack of, this beacon that you light every year as some kind of,
But look, man,
something.
look. Let's stay with reality, right? Right. Eventually, if we do have a united Ireland, right? These people, we're not going to kill them, right? We're not going to bury them. We're not going to make their fucking culture and customs. We're not going to outlaw them and send them to prison if they burn a fucking bonfire. Okay. So if
No,
we have a united Ireland, we're going to have to deal with these people, and it's going to become
okay.
an Irish problem because we'll have these people in our
I
parliament.
know. That's one of my biggest nightmares. Yeah.
Yeah. So if that is to be the case, and if it is the dream of Republicans to have a united Ireland, it has to be dealt with. We can't just pretend like, oh well, it's just they're just going to fucking vanish, or everything will be grand. Like they have to be integrated into fucking society. So what these people are saying, there will have to be, at some stage where it's like, okay, we have to try and figure out a fucking way, not maybe to come together and fully understand each other, but at least come to an agreement that we're never going back there again, and that we can't be fucking held responsible. I can't be held responsible for what fucking King Billy and his men done. I can't even be held responsible for what happened fucking 60 years ago because it's a different fucking time and place. And there's still enough of us alive who realise the actual fucking folly of it, the pure ridiculousness of it, the stupidness of two fucking sets of people, whatever, fucking 400 years pushed into the future. And the only real difference is stupid fucking loyalties on both sides that serve none of them. Like, these idiots are fucking loyal to the crown, and what, Republicans are loyal to the Republic? Of what?
Okay, do you know what the Republic is, though? The dream of the Republic, what it
The
was
dream,
supposed to
fuck
be.
the dream. I'm talking about
Oh,
reality.
look who's cutting across the other person.
Yeah, because we're
I
dealing in
look, wait,
fantasy.
can I fucking talk?
We're dealing in fantasy, like the dream.
You're
I'm talking about
incorrigible, you
reality.
are. You just have this opinion and you're not going to listen to anyone else. All right, fair
All
play.
right,
Go on,
you
go on
go ahead.
off with fucking Freedomdad.
You project away there. Go on.
Don't accuse me of projection. I'm asking for my fucking minute to talk while you
Okay, you
had
have
your
a minute.
minute.
Come on, you've wasted 5 seconds bitching already.
Oh, I'm on a timer, am I?
You asked for
All
a minute,
right.
so I'll give you what you want. You've got
Let me tell you
45
about
seconds
the
left.
fucking. Let me tell you about the Republican dream, right? And it's been
Okay.
this way since, and you know, largely fucking molded by the civil rights era, which rippled from the United States around the world, right? But it was still, fucking Michael Collins saw this, and it transmogrified all through the generations. What the Republic is supposed to be is everyone who's born on the island of Ireland is equal and will be treated as such.
Mm-hmm.
However, this guy here with his fucking stack of pallets doesn't have this idea in his head.
So what do we do with him?
He's superior. Don't
So
you fucking get it, man?
But you don't. But again, but like superiority isn't, confined to him, right? There's enough people, who don't subscribe to this guy's fucking outlook on life, who think they are also superior to him. That I'm sure nationalists think their culture is superior. I'm talking about up north now to loyalist culture,
Right.
But my point is, at some fucking stage, lest the whole thing kick off again and again and again, and that these guys will eventually all die, right? And these are the last kind of bridge to the actual reality of what it fucking is to kill each other, essentially over which side of your fucking egg you like to crack open when you eat it for breakfast in the morning, right? Because they've far more in common with each other, really, when you strip away their stupid fucking loyalties to the crown or to an imaginary republic that wants to be all-inclusive but just can't include these people because somehow they can't be brought around to and they're not going to give up their fucking culture, at least not in the next, 20, 30, 40 years. Now, there may be like 200 years where if people actually start to integrate and realize, well, you know what, this is kind of outdated and it's a bit fucking silly to be born in bonfires to commemorate a war that happened like 500 fucking years ago. So these are the guys who are living, who know what it is to be consumed by something, that they're willing to actually fucking kill people for it. And not just kill people for a cause, but then to have it actually turn into a bloodlust of, okay, well, I'm killing you because you're a fucking, simply because you're a Protestant, or I'm killing you because you're a fucking Catholic, It may as well be because you're wearing fucking blue runners and red runners. It's the Crips and the fucking Bloods or whatever. And it's not unique to these people up there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And so at some fucking stage, for people to evolve past the horseshit, it's that there's, okay, but what's the common fucking ground here, right? And I think what this kind of, I don't know this fucking guy from Adam, we know he was involved in bank robberies. He's some links to the fucking UVF. I think one of his uncles or cousins was actually one of the Shankill butchers, right? So,
oh yeah, no big deal there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's no big. That is a big fucking deal, right? It's a very fucking big deal. But at some stage, lest it just goes on endlessly. It carries on and on and
I
on
get
and
it.
on and on.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know what? You're right. Ideally, you're right. Yeah. But you're sitting there in your proverbial armchair saying, "Oh yeah, those guys should just figure it out." People have been figuring it out up there, and maybe like I know it grates on you when they speak, but go up there and talk to them. And
I've been up there fucking hundreds of times, probably more time than you.
all right, and is every fucking Republican you've met going, the fucking loyalists will fucking fuck them up? No,
but is every fucking loyalist, doing that to you? Like you've got to acknowledge that you're not coming at this from any sort of neutral stance. You can't. and I don't expect
Okay,
you to
yeah,
because of your
I will give you that.
your family history. You can't come at it dispassionately. So you're doing the Douglas Murray trick now. You're telling me like I've never been to Israel. I can never talk on the fucking subject. All
I'm not saying that. No.
I'm arguing for basically, this at some stage there has to be some level of peace, and that's just not going to happen if people just hang on to the past. And you're right, okay? You can't just go, okay, well, it's a new day, right? Forget about everything that happened. That's not going to happen. That won't happen
Right.
because for
Okay.
people who fucking lived there, who went through it, it's still fucking real, and it's not so easy to forget. Okay, well, I'll just forgive you now because this guy fucking says so, or he wants people to move forward. You can't forget that, your family was fucking murdered or you were put out of your house and all the fucking tragedy that happened. And I'm sure it's the same for people in Loyalist community as well, like where they were fucking innocent. Like they're not really part of it. They mightn't even know their own fucking history, and they just see the bonfire burning. It's a community gathering, and they go and watch it.
Yeah,
But
I'm
they've
sure
had
it's
family
great
members.
crack. Yeah.
Yeah, but they've had family members fucking killed by IRA or INLA as well, and it's a whole fucking shit show. It's a massive fucking tragedy. But if we do want that dream of United Ireland, well, then at some stage you have to fucking bring the united part into it, and that can only come, from this type of activity. Now, I think at this moment in time, it's silly because what she's doing, and given the history, and if you so eloquently expressed the unwillingness of people to engage with it because of all that it fucking represents, and it tarnishes, like to be seen with anyone from this kind of community in nationalist circles, it's essentially going back to, a segregation era where this guy is a nigger, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing associating with niggers? Like, it's that level of division. Like, and I'm sure it's on both sides, but like this guy is a fucking pariah to many. It's like, I don't care what you're saying. I don't care if you've had a new vision and you're fully repentant for everything that happened in the past, and you genuinely want both communities to come together so they can move forward and face this new threat together of Islam and mass immigration and the demographics of the country being changed completely, where essentially both communities will become minorities in their own fucking country and will then have to fight separate wars in the future to try and get back the country and that vision that was never actually realized in the first place, And you're right, it's not my place to go up there and say this, that, and the other to those people. It's for them to figure fucking out, like,
neither mine. Yeah.
But
see, okay, you make a good point, about the skirting past the history, right? See, the thing is that there have been many initiatives to bring both sides to the table and to basically both sides show your cards, restorative justice, to make a callback, right? No, this is really going on. It has been going on in several stages, and different movements have tried it, and it's just, and there's people on the ground, trying to integrate fucking schools together and things like this, right? This is happening, right? It's just not going to happen on this level. And if it was going to happen on this level, what I would like to see is we sit down at a table and so tell me about this King Billy. What was in those ships? And what did they do when they landed? Just let's just be honest. Honesty is the way to salvation.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I agree. They can't skirt around it. Like, they can't. But again, to do it in this kind of context, because what we're trying to do here, that this is kind of to take us out of the situation in the north of Ireland and kind of forget about relationships between the Catholic and Protestant communities up there, because this is coming down to the south now. So what we're looking at is this alliance between concerned people in Southern Ireland about mass immigration and people in Northern Ireland around mass immigration. And it's tricky for people in the south because they don't really know this community at all, and have been very hesitant, didn't want anything to fucking do with it. And obviously people in the south, their sympathies naturally lay with the Catholic and nationalist community, because these people are the descendants of invaders. We can't, skip around that. And again, these people, again, because of the fucking, programming they've received, again, to no fault of their fucking own, nobody can be blamed on the programming they receive, and have a hatred for fucking, you know, papists and southerners. And which again is
Hags.
nonsense. Like, there's like 6 papists left in the south. And again, but it was all fucking nonsense. All this, horseshit and division that, that serves who? Like, who does it fucking really serve? But I'm not so naive to think it's pie in the sky. It's like, okay, well, okay, let's just shake hands and forget about it, lads. It doesn't work like that. But
Yeah,
at
it's a
some stage, we
process.
have to get to know the
Yeah,
fucking
make the
people.
first step. Yeah,
Yeah, so we have to
absolutely.
get to know. And this guy is trying, he's coming down south, and he's talking to people, and I'm suspicious of the cunt. Like, how could you not be like, and I've no real, family, familial connections to Northern Ireland. So when he comes down, but again, because of the country I grew up in, like when I see Loyalists as well, like my stomach turns. Yeah, I know I'm arguing here to take the counterpoint, but naturally, when I see anything to do with loyalism, my stomach turns, like, because it's like these people are fucking disgusting. Like, see them marching up and down roads, going into nationalist communities.
And singing songs about Irish people starving. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and
Mm.
I know it's
Yeah.
disgusting. But if we want to get past that, well, then fine, we have to, we do have to engage with them, and then maybe eventually over a longer period of time, that and people, their general level of intelligence increases a little bit, that they come to the realizations that hating your neighbor isn't really fucking great. And we do have this
Mm.
new emerging problem of new people coming in with different ideologies, and maybe they will learn, and that might give them reason to reflect. Oh shit,
Mm.
like, this is what we did, this is what our ancestors did all those years
Yeah.
again, and now we understand how the nationalist community felt. But what I think that the problem I have is that it seems, I don't know, but it seems to me that a certain element within the nationalist community is gleeful about this. And how could you not be? But they're taking their eye off
Mm.
the fucking ball and think that these new influx of people who are coming into Northern Ireland are actually their allies, when they're not. And that they can't be,
Mm.
because they're a different culture, and they seem to be
Yeah.
blind to that. It's like, okay, well, there's a new, for all intents and purposes, plantation being
Mhm.
visited upon you, but you're welcoming it in, being blind, because you think that this is your ally, because these guys from the Protestant community are showing their hatred against the fucking new arrivals, and then naturally, from a nationalist and Catholic perspective, they would have empathy towards these new arrivals. Think, oh well, that was us; these are us, and that's the language that's up there, from the Sinn Féin and a lot of these, like that.
Mm.
These are our people. These are us. We are all one. We are all Palestinians, or Palestinians.
Yeah.
You know, um,
You know, like you many times over the years said, look, there's going to be a fucking civil war, but this time it's going to be between, Irish people fighting for foreigners and Irish people fighting for Ireland.
mm,
And you know what? If Freedomdad and his, fucking sons and grandsons showed up as a backup battalion and we were in the trenches, I'd be kind of looking, okay, yeah, okay. Look, can we speak the same language? We kind of get the same thing. Okay, Morgan's going to struggle to understand you a little, but he's fine. Okay, we can make this work. Like I'm not, like, oh fuck you under all circumstances. And I think, yeah, maybe one day it might actually come down to that, and we're just going to have to fucking put it to rest. Who's Big Tips lover saying what?
how are we expected to just forget? I don't want people to forget.
No.
Maybe I said that, but that's not what I meant. I don't want people
Right.
to forget. I
Yeah,
want
no,
people to,
I don't think so.
find a
I
way
mean,
forward, if possible,
like
eventually.
the truth is that it's not just about feelings and stuff like that. It's just a human instinct that you just don't let your guard down and let your former enemy into your gates,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. No, because there's many a story throughout history and mythology and fucking in TV and movies where, oh, we're in dire straits, let's this latter and this former enemy, let them into the gates and they'll protect us and help us defend ourselves. And then it just turns out, oh no, actually they're just taking advantage of the situation when we're weak to conquer us and make us a part of their thing. You know?
Yeah,
It's
it
just-
may well
it's
be a
nature.
Trojan horse. Like it is a difficult one.
Well, I mean, Freedomdad, maybe let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he is honest about this, and then he doesn't know he's a Trojan horse because the Trojan horse may be fucking 2 generations down the line.
Yeah.
So, his grandchildren think, oh yeah, now we're in the fucking keep. Let's take over it.
Yeah, we don't know. Like, and we continue.
Human nature is fucking weird and fucking complicated. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, all right, we'll continue with.
All right, yeah.
What's her name? Fucking Michelle, is it?
Michelle, yes.
What are we, 1 minute and 18 seconds in? It's not a controversial or heated topic at all.
Oh, the North. Oh, who fucking
Jesus
thought?
Christ. Yeah, how dare you insult a Northern accent? How fucking dare you? Jesus Christ, man. I'm actually quite fond of the Northern Irish accent.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll build
you know
your
what?
confidence back up again. Like, and I think I'll need to find that louder as well. I think globally it's considered one of the sexiest accents, if not the sexiest accent. on the
Okay,
planet.
now I even think that's weird.
But it is. I think it's because I think it's more so the kind of Donegal and the Liam Neeson type of Northern Irish accent.
Yeah,
which is quite
okay.
seductive.
Well, I mean, I'm just when I think Northern Ireland, I think Belfast accents.
Yeah,
and
that's not the.
that's rough, man.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
like a fucking
Oh, yeah.
Moneylenders accent of ever. It's like,
a viewer said, "Please, guys, don't fall out." No, this is how we make love. This is our
Yeah.
love language here.
yeah, no, we won't fall out. We haven't in all the years. Like,
No, why
don't
would
think
we
we've
now?
had a genuine.
Like,
argument.
I honestly think I could fuck his wife, and we wouldn't fall out.
Oh, we'd fall out. you would fall off a building, let alone fall out. Oh, it's a
All
difference.
right, let's crack on.
That's the difference. Now we're getting into dangerous territory.
England, so we're pretty much worried about that.
Yeah.
We truly believe that deep down, divided, we're not going to sort this out. And I think, it's difficult, but we are getting there slowly but surely.
Yeah, well, I think, North and South Protestants and Catholics now need to unite.
Yeah.
We're on the one island, and I think to stop this mass immigration coming in of unvetted migrants, like, you've seen what's happened in Ballymena the last few weeks ago on the rights. But, stepping stones is now what we need.
Yes.
to build.
We need to come together. Like, we're not saying Northern Ireland and Ireland come together as one. That's an argument that needs to be had for another day.
Oh, the truth comes out. You see, that's the extent of this
I know.
fucking alliance. Yeah.
Yeah, we know. I mean, we discussed it last week as well when we were looking at his video from Ballymena.
And he was talking to the deputy mayor. Yeah.
Yeah, the best the stepping stones. There's like maybe one stepping stone that he's willing to take, and that's to receive aid and support from the South to help with this problem of mass immigration into their community.
Oh, and he was suggesting, shouldn't Northern Ireland secede from the UK?
Yeah, that's it. Like an independent Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Because again, they want nothing to do with
us, yeah.
the southern state, and they shouldn't. And the same with the nationalists up north. Like, what the fuck would you be doing?
Please stop calling them nationalists. They're Republicans. Nationalism up north is a different thing. It's got to do with fucking free state, and it's all complicated. It'll take an hour fucking...
Okay, well, Republicans, anyway, but the other part of the fucking divide, like anyone who wants to, be a part of the Republic, be it real or imagined, it's just like, it's not going to happen. What do you think? You're going to get a United Ireland and all of a sudden, like, the fucking southern politics, blooms into this fucking flower? Like, give me a fucking break.
Yeah, no, it's fantasy stuff. Look for your lighter, man.
Yeah,
You're
I know. I was
losing
say that like I'm like a fucking crack addict.
Go
Picking
on,
fucking skin next.
Like, do you at least have a gas stove that you can...
I have a toaster I can use, like a fucking
yeah, okay.
all electric.
fuck me. That reminds me of after we buried my aunt. A fucking chain smoker, right? And somewhere in the pub in the afters, I lost my fucking lighter. Someone fucking took my lighter because they didn't have one. I'm pretty sure I remember who, but I'm pretty sure that cousin also fucking passed my lighter on to someone else. So by the time we got back to my aunt's house, I didn't have a lighter. We had fucking rakes of fucking cigarettes because she's a chain smoker. Was a chain smoker. But no lighters, so I had to go to the fucking toaster.
All right, let's ready to continue on, Michelle.
Yeah.
There's nobody ready in Northern Ireland, in Ulster, or any of my community ready for that. There's we're unionists, we're proud to be British, and we go forward with that. It is a difficult topic, it is difficult, but the main thing is that we need to communicate with each other, like the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. We need to be able to talk to each other and break down the divisions of what we've had in the past, and the rhetoric of how we see the Republic of Ireland with the love I'm getting when I go down to Dublin and Limerick and all these other places. And I try to bring that back to my people and let them know, listen, they're not a bad bunch down there, because it's just a rhetoric of what we've been brought up with, and the troubles,
but
the
I think
conflict.
that mindset, even for meeting people today, that mindset has...
Oh yeah, all those fucking people coming up from the south and fucking doing pogroms in your loyalist communities. Like, it's amazing how insulated a community can be that, they think a whole 5 million people are just, full of hate for them, It's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, it's the power of hate. That's why they want to outlaw it, which will solve it all as soon as they make it illegal. It will all disappear.
Beginning to change. So, for years we've been suppressed by the British government, the Irish government, and Sinn Féin,
And the EU.
and the EU big time. Look around here. There's another bonfire here at the back here. What's that one for?
That's for the children. That's
Oh,
the
children.
one gets lit there.
Ah!
That's for the kids.
Baby bumper.
Oh, that's
area
fucking
on,
hilarious.
On the 12th.
That's something on fucking Father Ted or something. Oh yeah, here's the one for the kiddies.
Yeah, it's a training bumper.
Oh,
Pallet
that's
building
fucking
workshop.
jokes, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's a silly fucking culture, really. Do you know? I just discovered, like, this woman. She's been reminding me of someone for fucking ever, and I can't
Okay.
think who it is. Let me get it up there now. If I can open the fucking page, that would be useful. All right. Oh, go away with the fucking stupid pop-ups, man.
All right.
There we go. Isn't there a remarkable similarity? Like, the people recognize Eric Bristow, one of the greatest darts players in the world. Look at that. That could be his fucking sister, man.
Could be. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Back to Michelle.
July. This is
The
going to be listed.
This is the 11th.
Let's get her
This will be
face lined
the
up.
day
That'd be
before the
useful,
12th.
wouldn't it?
Yep. and
Instead of a
That's,
picture of a baby bumper trying to compare Eric Bristow of Michelle.
this is
Oh, stop it, Michelle.
on the 12th of July. This is
the
going to be listed.
There we go. Let's get back to Eric.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. She's holding up the hand to throw the dart.
It's that
Yeah.
nose. That fucking nose is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Like, if she was giving you a blowjob at the right angle, that nose would be tickling your asshole. Like, it would be impossible.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
this is the 11th. This will be the day
the
before the
11th.
12th. Yep. and then-
At 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
This is
12
going to
o'clock
be
at night. That's our tradition, and we'll have DJs, and this place will be full. There's people coming from all over England, Scotland, and all over Northern Ireland, both Protestants and Catholics, and there's loads of YouTubers and TikTokers that'll be coming to document it. So yeah, it's going to be a big scene here on the 11th night. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
everybody's welcome. This is the thing. The community, the guys that run this bonfire have told me that everybody's welcome on both sides of the community. They come and join in our celebrations. And like I said, it is a
Do you want to go up?
That would make an interesting little excursion for us, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
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 Huh.
I wouldn't go. I couldn't go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I'm not going on my own.
Yeah. Come on, you go up and tell me how you got on. I'll let them know your history. Like, this
Oh
guy wants to
no!
see what it looks like on top of the bonfire. Here's a copy of the tape from the 28th. No, I wouldn't feel. I have to say, I would not feel comfortable in that surrounding whatsoever for half a fucking second. Um, no, because you're right. Like the bonfire, like it's burning. Like it represents burning of fucking people. Granted they've taken the flag off this year, but every other year
Mm,
it's been the flag. And if you go
and
10
then
feet down the road,
effigies and stuff.
yeah, Pope, Irish politicians, which is
Yeah.
fair enough.
I mean, I didn't mind seeing Leo Varadkar burn.
Yeah. But again, it's that level of fucking hatred, And maybe this will help somewhat where they'll realize, well, okay, well, Jesus Christ, they're actually people down there
Mm,
too. But they could get it into their head, okay, well, Jesus,
mm.
they're soft as fucking butter down there. We can have
Exactly,
the whole
and
island,
that's
like
the thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you, and I've been trying to tell Free Staters down here. Look,
free
you know,
staters.
I'm sorry, that's what you are. You think you're the bee's
Oh my
knees
god,
down
he goes back for a week and he's fucking radicalized already.
but like, look, like really, if you haven't been there, then you don't know what it's about. And even, new generations up north are, yeah, sadly fucking soft, and they've forgotten what has gone on in the very streets they walk on not 50 years ago. And it's tragic, but the worst, it's worse down here because you've never been through it at all. Like there's almost no familial connections between the horrors that went on up there. So there is a bit of a naivete, where like you're kind of like what do they call those? Yeah, dodos, right? That it told us in primary school, I think it was. Oh yeah, the dodos, they went extinct because they're stupid. And it never went into detail of that. Like, oh, actually, it was the fucking Dutch going around on their fucking and the English followed them and stuff. But mainly the Dutch, they just went around with their boats, and then they found, oh yeah, here's this island. It's full of free meat, just walking around here, and they actually hop up to you and they want to be your friend. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Because they couldn't fly, they went extinct, or some bullshit like that. No, actually, these fucking sailors, hungry, understandably, just picked these cunts up, broke their neck, and then fucking fried them or something. You know. And this is what happens. If you don't have the fucking context, you can be duped, man.
Yeah, but that's what I said. Like we said last week, there can be no real alliance um, in any real meaningful sense of the word as of yet. But
Yeah,
there
it's
is,
going to be a process.
yeah, a long process. But there is a shared quote unquote threat that both sets of communities face, and that's as far as it can really go. Really, is to recognize that and to have a loose alliance. But where it goes beyond that, I don't know. Like, there's not going to be some joint paramilitary force between what's happening in Southern Ireland and Northern Ireland with ex uh, loyalist
Mm.
paramilitaries to sort out the problem.
I'm
So I
not
wouldn't.
ruling it out personally.
Yeah, you never fucking again. If things get bad enough, there will be.
Yeah,
It will come down to
slip
okay, well, okay, well, we're
swing
white,
set
so
goes.
we're white, they're brown. Let's face the brown threat together as white people, and
Right.
then as soon as that threat is either resolved or we lose, because that's always an option as well. Like, people don't like to consider that one, where you're on the losing end of it all. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge, so to speak, when we come to it. What Michelle's doing up here, I don't fucking know, to be honest. Why she's why?
Yeah, that's a long fucking drive, man.
Yeah, and again,
Just that alone.
yeah, I don't know if it's just because of the need to be seen and to be relevant, or I don't know. Maybe her heart is in
Might-
the right place, or maybe she just feels safer up there. That her fucking home is being invaded by mysterious people with USB
Maybe,
sticks.
yeah, maybe this is a bit of a holiday for yeah.
Yeah, all right. I need to find that fucking lighter again. It's the problem with roll-ups; it's just the quote continuously.
Protestant, predominantly Protestant area, you know. But
And is there any trouble at these events?
no,
normally?
no.
Okay.
You know, we wouldn't invite people and then have trouble. You know, at the end of the day, we have.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works, is it? We wouldn't have trouble. We wouldn't invite people if we had trouble. Maybe this is a show bonfire this year, isn't it? So they're going to be on their best behavior this year, because it's not like other years where you're going to have people coming up from the south out of curiosity or naivety. So they come up, so they'll be putting on their best face, like no burning of effigies, no mattresses with "kill the Tigers" written on it, unless it's has the surname Hickey attached.
Yeah, well, absolutely, thumbs up for me.
Security, and we keep everything right. You know what I mean? It's
So how long does it take to build this?
It's a lot longer nowadays. You know what I mean? From when I was we didn't build them as quick. They built them. They just started about nearly 2 months ago. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
The foundations getting laid and everything, and then the pallets coming in. So every Sunday the guys are here.
The size of it,
you
it's
know what I mean?
ridiculous.
So, yeah, about 2 months now, and
Yeah.
a lot of work.
So
There's a lot of work.
The message, folks, now is unity across the 32 counties in Ireland to stop this mass immigration crisis coming into this country, and calling for unity, north and south, Catholics and Protestants. We're all fighting for the same cause
definitely.
now.
Yeah, 100%. We're all Christians, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like when you look at extremism, Boko Haram, ISIS, the Taliban, you know, these are the men that are coming into our country. I truly believe this, and they don't distinguish between Protestants and Catholics. You know, when the grooming gangs were going, they did.
Yeah, no, he's right. I'm agreeing. Yeah, they don't distinguish. Yeah.
No.
Distinguish between Protestant and Catholic children when they were grooming these children. How many children they did touch with children? So we need to be aware of that. And like I say,
Michelle, get a fucking microphone. We're on a fucking island. It's windy everywhere.
Yeah. Or maybe stand around the back of the fucking bonfire.
The other side of
yeah. Like if only there was something that could shelter us from the wind. These people aren't solving shit.
Man. And we need to make sure we're all on the same page, and we're all protecting our children, our traditions, our cultures, and our lands. You know, whether you're from the north, the south, Protestant or Catholic, it doesn't really make a difference to these guys. So we need to sort of drop the rhetoric a wee bit, calm down, and go forward with a wee bit more intelligence. That's what I think. That's Freedomdad. It's my opinion. It's not the opinion of my community or anything like that. I don't speak for nobody. I only speak for myself and for my daughter.
Very good.
Yeah.
Listen, thank you so much for inviting me here.
No problem. Anytime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Get out of here with that fucking dirty foreign language. Yeah. So pretty.
Look, I don't know. I'm going to have to pray on it.